Homework. Number 1. Let's be honest. Do I want to be built into a dwelling place for God? Is this my goal? If it's not my goal, I got to be honest about that. If it's not your goal, we're happy you're here. We want you to keep coming here, but you're probably not going to get what you want out of coming here. What is your goal? If your goal is to figure out how to get God to give you stuff, and that's probably not going to work. Do I want to be built into a dwelling place for God? Maybe you have conflicting goals. And here's the thing. If you're like honest with me right now, and you're like, Pastor Ron, I don't want to be built into a dwelling place for God, I've got great news for you. God is very receptive to the prayer. God, please change my desires. Like he is. If you're like, I don't want to do this, I don't like even remotely want to do this, I don't know why, God, I think I probably should, would you change my desires? He will. Just ask wisdom and he'll give it to you. He will he'll give you the desires of your heart. If you want to explore that and see what that feels like and what that's all about, just say a very simple prayer. God, would you make me want to be your dwelling place? And see what that does this week. Number 2, have I received Christ? If you haven't received Christ into your life, well then you're not going to want to be his dwelling place. You're not. And what does that mean? It means to confess your sin and invite him into your heart. Ask him to forgive you. Receive what he has done on the cross. Yes, he made the perfect sacrifice for you, but you need to receive that. You need to say, I want that. I want to be forgiven. I want you to come into my life. He doesn't kick down any doors. It's not SWAT Team Jesus. Like he's only coming where he's invited. Number 3, am I stuck on rules and regulations? Are you still trying to follow God by checking boxes rather than following his lead and listening to the Holy Spirit? Rules and regulations can be helpful for us sometimes. Sometimes, like we're just wise to where we've fallen before, and so we create for our own health, own life, guidelines, and it would be unwise to just kick those over. But don't get it twisted. It's not the rules and regulations that keep you following Christ. It's not the rules and regulations that make you good. They're not the proof of holiness. And then 4, do I justify toxic behavior? Do you swear at people? Do you call names? Do you talk about those people? Do you stoke fear with the media content that you read? Fox and MSNBC will give you the spirit of fear. That's the business they're in. But God has given us not a spirit of fear, but a power and of love and of a sound mind. So what's coming out of this? Because it's easy to get into a place where we're doing things that are ungodly and justifying it by saying we're following God. And then finally, what spiritual sacrifice is God calling me to make? What spiritual sacrifice is God calling me to make? We no longer offer animals. We now offer spiritual sacrifices, our bodies, our lives, our thoughts, our work. The sacrifice is costly. The sacrifice is about obedience to the Holy Spirit. And maybe God is calling you to fast for a season or do something else. Listen to what the Holy Spirit says. I don't know what to tell you in your life, but listen to what the Holy Spirit says, because God will speak to you.